Good old green tea to bring in the new year. Let's do this thing. Hello there everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing my top 10 games of 2021. I thought what better way to bring in the new year than to look back and reflect on 2021 and go over my top 10 favorite games that I played this year. Now my only restraint on this is that it has to be new games, or at least games with new content. There are a couple games in this list that were kind of re-releases, and by kind of I mean they pretty much were, but they had new stuff, and I figured, you know, it was close enough that I could count them for this year. There are also quite a few games that I didn't get around to playing this year, like No More Heroes 3. I played a good bit of Monster Hunter, but I didn't really, you know, I didn't get that deep into it. Deathloop, I just didn't like Deathloop. But for the most part, I think I covered most of the big releases this year, because there frankly weren't that many that piqued my interest. I think the biggest omission actually, big two omissions, Guardians of the Galaxy and Shin Megami Tensei 5. If I played either of those games, there's a good chance they would be on this list. But without further ado, let's get into my number 10 pick, which is Demon Slayer: The Hinokami Chronicles. I was really excited for this game as someone who was not a Demon Slayer fan when it was announced. CyberConnect 2 makes some of my favorite games of all time with the Naruto Ninja Storm series. I absolutely love those games. I specifically love hunting trophies in them, and that's exactly what I did with this game. This is kind of low on the list because honestly, kind of missed potential. I know that CyberConnect 2 felt constrained by season 1 of the anime of Demon Slayer not covering too much of the story, only up to the Mugen Train arc movie. So the roster's pretty limited. There's like 4 reskins, and then all the villains, all the demons were added as DLC post-launch, and at that point I already had platinumed the game, so I didn't really care, to be honest. But it does have that trademark CyberConnect 2 style, and just visuals, and the cutscenes are really, really good. And overall, as a new fan of Demon Slayer, this is a pretty good first outing. I think it's safe to say that CyberConnect will most likely be making several of these games over the next couple of years. We'll probably get one every single year, or maybe they'll just decide to do a big expansion from this, like the Road to Boruto DLC. But as a number 10 pick, this is pretty good, and if you're a fan of Demon Slayer, I would say for 20 to 30 bucks, this is definitely a good one. Now, coming in at that number 9 slot, this is a game I was not expecting to play, but I saw it on sale on Black Friday, and then I decided, hey, you know what, I'll play through it. My girlfriend watched me play through it, and that is Life is Strange: True Colors, and you'll notice a lot of these are PS5 games, go figure. Life is Strange is a series that I have not really been a fan of in the past. I played Life is Strange 1 when it came out on PS4 back in, I want to say 2014, so it's been a while, and I did not like it. And then they did Before the Storm, which I heard is actually pretty good, and then they did like the Captain Sparkle thing, and then there's Life is Strange 2, and then Don't Nod did a bunch of other stuff. I haven't been keeping up with it, but I decided to pick up True Colors on a whim. I like that it's structured as a full game and not episodic. You pay the money, you get the full game, which I like a lot. No waiting in between chapters. And I think that formula just works a lot better for games nowadays. The episodic formula that Telltale and they were doing, you know, all those years ago, doesn't really make sense anymore. Which is why I'm kind of worried about Wolf Among Us 2, by the way, because they're probably going to do it episodic. But Life is Strange: True Colors, it's just a really nice story. Not to get political, but they didn't get political, which is really nice. I really like that. To be completely honest with you, I'm not one of those people that's like, oh no, politics in my games, but they didn't get political, which is what you expect from Life is Strange, which I think is part of the reason I really liked it. Some choices that do matter, they really do matter in the end. And overall, just a good experience, pretty good visuals, nice music, really cozy setting. You're in this little town that does not seem financially stable because it's like a record store and a mining facility and a bar and a flower shop. So I'm not sure how the town in Life is Strange: True Colors kind of, you know, stays afloat. But if you're looking for a good, you know, 8 to 10 hour platinum story game, Life is Strange: True Colors is really good. I got it for, I think, 25 or 30 on Black Friday. I would say that's about the right spot. Maybe cheaper, 20, 15, 20 would be even better. But I was not dissatisfied with my purchase. Coming in at number 8, and one of the 2 Switch games in my list, is Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Now, I'm only going to talk about Bowser's Fury because 3D World is a almost 10-year-old game, so no need to talk about that. It's good, whatever. Bowser's Fury really surprised me. It does not feel like the kind of expansion that would be included with a 3D World type of game. It is an open world, open sandbox, I should say, Mario bite-sized game. Takes, you know, I don't know, I want to say maybe 10 hours to complete, maybe a little bit longer. It's been a while since I played it because I played it when it came out, but it was just a nice, solid experience, very Odyssey inspired, very clearly. I like the Kaiju Mario fights with demon god Bowser there, but it was a fun time, and I think that I almost do wish they would have just made its own game though. You know, where's Odyssey 2? I almost would have rather just waited, but it is cool to finally have 3D World on Switch with online, even though the online is atrocious and the multiplayer is just atrocious in general. But Bowser's Fury, pretty good. Pretty good. Coming in at number 7 is a game that I honestly expected to be higher on my list going into 2021, and that is Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Now, don't get me wrong. This game is absolutely incredible. Amazing visuals, amazing gameplay. It's Ratchet & Clank. I've been on a huge Ratchet & Clank kind of grind recently. This is kind of an aside. I just played through Full Frontal Assault with my girlfriend. We platinum that. I'm about to platinum Into the Nexus, and I want to do All for One soon. But I'm on a huge Ratchet kick. I platinumed this earlier this year, of course. It's a pretty short platinum. I'm gonna be honest. The game's great. It's a great game. It is possibly one of the buggiest Sony first-party games I've ever played. And to be fair, you kind of have to go out of your way to make it buggy. But when I can just, hover boot, or not hover boot, the jetpack, when you can just jetpack anywhere, it kind of makes the map feel a little broken. Pretty much any map, you can just go completely out of bounds and do some exploring, which on the one hand was kind of fun, but as a, if I'm critiquing the game, I have to falter for that, because it's unfinished, it's very unpolished. There are parts, I forget what the big map was called, but you could just go into the wall, you could just fly right in, When I was doing the gauntlet challenges at the end, I forget what the Coliseum was called in this game, there was a visual glitch. I don't know if I can find a clip. Maybe I'll try to find that and put it up on screen. There was this weird visual glitch that made me feel like I was going to have a seizure, and it just would not go away. And I just played with it for like 3 hours, so that was fun. But overall, I mean, yeah, the game is great. Rivet's a great addition, Rivet and Kit, and I'm not, I'm not a prude about short games. I like me a short 10-hour platinum. I think it probably took me like 12 to 15 hours to platinum this game. And then, of course, you can do challenge mode and all that, which isn't required for the platinum, which is very nice. But overall, very good game. Just doesn't have the Insomniac polish you come to expect after Spider-Man. Coming in at number 6 is a game that honestly could be swapped with Ratchet & Clank in my mind. Another game that I thought would be way higher on my list going into this year, Resident Evil Village. I didn't dislike this game at all. I think it's a completely fine game. Just not as good as 7, It just really was not as good as 7. The pacing felt a little weird with the structure of the 4 main antagonists, where you go to each different area. The pacing just felt a little off. It feels like certain things were in certain places and they shouldn't have been in certain places. You go to the castle first, then you go to the weird fish creature, then you go to the weird doll house, and then you go to the metal factory, and then you're just done. Also, that part where you play as Chris is weird. But overall, it's a fun game. Just not as good as 7, which is kind of disappointing to me. But it has its own merits. It is kind of a, I don't want to say shameless copy of Resident Evil 4, but they definitely, they lean into that, trust me. So, I mean, overall, a very good Resident Evil game, but not as good as I was expecting it to be, frankly. Although I am excited to see the DLC that they said was going to come at E3, and then still hasn't come. And also, this was supposed to come with Reverse, the multiplayer game Reverse, which has not come out yet. That was supposed to come out in July. Where's Reverse, Capcom? You promised it on the box art. I know it's not here, but it was on the plastic slip. Where's my damn Reverse? Number 5 is a game that I almost let slip through the cracks, and I almost did not play all year long. I just finished platinuming this with my girlfriend a few weeks ago, and that is, of course, It Takes Two. I played this right before the Game Awards, and I felt so happy that I played it before then, because now I'm like, oh, I'm not jumping on no bandwagon here. It Takes Two was amazing. One of the best co-op games I have ever played. It makes me want to go back and play A Way Out by Hazelight, Joseph Fares, of course, the guys that made Brothers, I believe. Really, just if you have a partner or just a close buddy, a sibling, whatever, preferably, spouse or whatever, play this game. It's really, really quite impressive how much they managed to do with it in that 10 hours experience, because every level feels like almost an entirely new experience, because you get new power-ups and new abilities for that level, and it's just a really enjoyable two-player experience that you don't see much of these days. And not my pick for Game of the Year, obviously, as there's 4 more games ahead of it, but I'm not mad that it won. Let's put it that way. Coming in at number 4 is a game that I believe was in early access in 2020, so I don't think I'm cheating by including it on this list, although I don't think there was any new content with this release, is Hades for the PS5. I did not play this years prior. I think it went into early access in 2019, and the full official release was 2021, so I might be kind of cheating a little bit here, but who cares? Supergiant is quickly becoming one of the, not even quickly, they've been one of the best indie studios out there for a long time. Bastion has one of my favorite soundtracks, if not my favorite soundtrack in any game ever made. I saw the live Supergiant orchestra in 2019 at PAX West, and oh my god, the music, man, the music, the game could be dog. and I wouldn't care. The music in these games are so good, from Ashley Barrett and Darren Korb. Oh my goodness, listen to the soundtrack for Bastion, Transistor, even Pyre has some bangers, and of course Hades also has bangers. But talking about the game itself, I'm not usually a big roguelike or roguelite fan, and I will say I've only done one full run, so I definitely need to get back into the game. By comparison to a lot of people, that's chump change. I really haven't played the game that much, but Hades was a very enthralling experience for a few weeks there. I cannot put it down until I had to beat him once. I had to finish Papa Hades. Had to kill him at least once, and then after that I was like, okay, they're on talks and I'm good. But I would like to go back to it because it is a truly special game, and I think they're still adding stuff to it through content updates, so I do need to go back to Hades. But it was, oh man, it's a really good game. Coming in at number 3, a game I have not finished. The only game on this entire list that I have not finished. I've tried so hard to finish this game, and that is freaking Returnal. Dude, I am so obsessed with Returnal and its world and its mechanics and its audio design and its visuals. I can't beat it. I consider myself pretty good at video games, but for some reason, when it comes to Returnal, I just could not do it. I got to the third boss. I forget his name. I think it's Ophion, maybe? I forget which one Ophion is. But I got to that third boss, and I cannot do it. I can't do it, man. I've gone back to this game all year long, just trying to chip away at it. But it's one of those games where you have to stick with it. You can't just take a break and then come back to it. You need to stick with it until the end, and I haven't been able to do that because of time constraints and all that. I think had they made it a more, I'm not going to say easier, but a more traditional single player experience, the game would have done better. It didn't do that well from what I understand. It wasn't even nominated for Game of the Year, which is absolutely criminal, by the way. But if you have not played Returnal, if you can get it for a sale, it is worth it just for the sound design and visuals alone, especially if you have an OLED TV. Dude, this is one of the best PS5 showcases, in my opinion, just from the sound design and the way the DualSense feels. It's always raining on the first planet. You can feel every raindrop, dude, on the DualSense. I know that sounds stupid, but it's so good, and I cannot recommend Returnal enough, even though I haven't beaten it. I really need to. All right, yeah, not gonna lie, I'm just completely cheating. Ghost of Tsushima. This did not come out this year at all. To be fair, the director's cut did with the Iki Island expansion, but this game kind of took me away. So at the end of August, when this came out, I was playing through Horizon Zero Dawn for the first time and thinking, man, I don't really like this. And to be fair, I'm not usually an open world guy. I like Breath of the Wild. I don't really like Fallout or like Bethesda games. So in general, open world games aren't normally my thing. So I wasn't that surprised that I didn't like Horizon very much. But I saw Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut came out, so I was like, you know what, why not? I'll try this out, see how I like it. I did not put this game down for over a month. I could not stop playing it. From the incredible story mode, this game is freaking beautiful. The way the wind guides you to your next objective is absolutely, I don't know what the word for it is, but that's damn good game design right there. All the collectibles, the fox dens, the shrines, everything in this game, it's so addicting to do each outpost and just clear the map like a Ubisoft game. I'll admit it is like a Ubisoft game, and it's done in a way that really just grips you. And then there's the Iki Island DLC that goes into Jin's past with his father, and that's really good. And then there's the whole multiplayer mode, which I unfortunately haven't delved that deep into. I played probably like maybe 5 to 10 hours, which isn't nothing, but I need to go back to that and get all the trophies for that, but I did platinum the game. But yeah, that multiplayer, man, is really good too if you are super dedicated and want more Ghost of Tsushima. It is an incredible package. I highly recommend it if you are looking for a good open world game from Sucker Punch, the creators of Infamous. Man, I have to go play it again now that I have this OLED. I played it on a crappy 720p TV. Maybe might be time to reload it. I thought I was encaptured by it on a shitty TV. Let alone, I can't even imagine. That's all I'll say about it. Go play Ghost of Tsushima. Very good game. And then coming in at my number 1 spots, to no one's surprise, except maybe, I don't know. I didn't really expect this to be my game of the year either, but it turned out damn good. Mercury Steam with Metroid Dread. I have this disgusting steelbook that came with the special edition, and it doesn't even have the name on the spine. I hate the steelbook, but Metroid Dread, man, what a perfect video game. I could not have envisioned a better outcome. We all knew a new 2D Metroid was coming going into this year, really going into last year. We all kind of knew. It was very heavily rumored that Mercury Steam would be making a new 2D Metroid after working on Samus Returns for 3DS, but no one, I don't think anyone expected it to be as good as it was. From the moment it was revealed, I remember reacting to it with my friend Tony and seeing the word Dread pop up. We just lost our minds, dude. And then the lead up to release, it was like a nice 4 or 5 months until it released from when it was revealed. I was pretty dark on it that entire time. I didn't really watch any trailers. I remember everybody saying like, oh my god, they're revealing too much. And I went back and looked at the trailers. They didn't really. They really didn't. This game is packed with content. And you might be saying, oh, it's not that long though. It's like 12 hours. Bruh, 12 hours? That's good. That's the perfect length for a video game in my opinion. If you're an adult with limited free time, man, 12 hours? Perfect. The exploration in this game is above any other Metroid game in my opinion. The map is incredible. The map as in the world you explore, not the actual map that pops up on screen. That map could use some work. That map's not great, I'll admit that. But the just the fluidity of the combat and the exploration and the upgrades you get and the pacing of everything in this game, the boss fights are amazing, the music's good, the atmosphere, I think the visuals could maybe have been a little bit better, to be honest. I think a more stylized approach to Metroid in the future could be better. But man, overall, Metroid Dread, I mean, bro, just look how good that suit looks. Look how good that suit looks. All around, Metroid Dread is my game of the year, and I absolutely love it. I cannot wait for Mercury Steam to make another Metroid game, which we all know is going to happen. And I especially can't wait for Metroid Prime 4 to come out, and everybody to realize that 2D Metroid has always been better, because it has been. Prime was never better, guy. Cut it out. 2D Metroid for the win. Fusion, God tier. Super Metroid, God tier. Zero Mission's pretty good. Samus Returns I haven't even played. But there you guys have it. Those are my top 10 games of the year for 2021. Let me know your guys' personal list down below. It doesn't have to be the top 10. Maybe your top 3, top 5, whatever you want to do. Let me know down below. And let me know if I missed something that's like really obvious that I need to go play. Because I am interested in going back and kind of like completing this year, as it were, in my mind of all the games I need to play. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please do not hesitate to share it around, subscribe, like it, all that stuff. New year, trying to stick to a nice little schedule here. We'll see how that goes. I'm not going to say much about that. But until next time, bye-bye.